Seinfeld, 1989 to 1998, remains one of the most iconic sitcoms ever, beloved for its clever humor and memorable characters. As we mark 35 years since its debut, fans are eager to know, where are the stars of the show now in 2024? From Jerry Seinfeld's thriving comedy career to Julia Louis-Dreyfus' success in TV and film, the cast's journey after Seinfeld has been just as fascinating as the show itself. Let's take a closer look at what the cast has been up to and how they've evolved over the years. Ruthie Cohen was born on January 28, 1930. She is best remembered for her role as Ruthie Cohen, the cashier at Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld, where she appeared in 1992. Ruthie was a minor but memorable character who added a layer of authenticity to the cafe scenes. Ruth was 62 when she began filming her role in the iconic show, yet her life off-screen had its share of hardships. A veteran character actress, Ruth's career was marked by a lack of major leading roles, often relegated to background parts. In her later years, she struggled with financial difficulties, though she remained a beloved figure in the entertainment world for her work. Ruth had a quiet personal life, but little is known about her romantic or family life. Despite the challenges she faced, Ruth's legacy as Ruthie Cohen endures, and she remains a memorable part of Seinfeld's charm. Ruth passed away on August 23, 2008, at the age of 78 due to a heart attack, after a long, successful yet humble career in the industry. Estelle Harris was born on April 22, 1928. She portrayed Estelle Costanza, George's loud and domineering mother, from 1992. At the time of filming, Harris was 64, and her portrayal became iconic due to her shrill voice and overbearing attitude. However, much of Harris's personal life was marked by emotional struggles. She faced the tragedy of losing her husband early in life, a loss that affected her deeply and led her to focus intensely on her career. While she had a successful career in voice acting and live-action television, her personal life was less fulfilled. She faced numerous challenges in balancing her career and family life, which strained her relationships. Harris was married for decades, but she often spoke of how difficult it was to maintain personal happiness while working in Hollywood. Her family life, though full of love, was not without its challenges, particularly as her fame began to wane in her later years. Estelle's final years were marked by quiet reflection, away from the spotlight. Ultimately, she passed away on April 2, 2022, at the age of 93 due to natural causes. Jerry Stiller was born on June 8, 1927. He was 66 when he joined Seinfeld in 1993, playing Frank Costanza, George's unpredictable and sometimes outrageous father. Stiller's larger-than-life portrayal of Frank, with his fiery temper and strange inventions like the Manseer, became a fan favorite. Despite his fame, Stiller's personal life was marked by challenges. He struggled with periods of unemployment and financial instability before achieving major success in Seinfeld. His marriage to Mira was a major source of stability, although they too faced their struggles. The couple often found themselves working through disagreements and personal frustrations, but they remained together for over 60 years until Mira's death in 2015. His later years were spent mostly in mourning after losing his beloved wife. Frank's comedic but tragic persona seemed to reflect some of Stiller's own life's frustrations. Jerry Stiller passed away on May 11, 2020, at the age of 92 due to natural causes. His death in 2020 was a significant loss to the entertainment world, but his legacy lives on in his memorable roles and his contribution to comedy. Barney Martin, born on March 3, 1923, is remembered for his portrayal of Morty Seinfeld, Jerry's stubborn and frugal father, beginning in 1991. At 68 years old, Martin brought his wit and comedic timing to a role that highlighted the humorous tensions between Jerry and his parents. However, Martin's personal life wasn't all laughter. He struggled with the death of his first wife, a painful chapter that left him emotionally scarred. His later marriage provided some solace, but his health began to decline as he grew older. Martin faced ongoing health challenges, including a battle with cancer, which ultimately led to his death on March 21, 2005, at the age of 82. Despite the personal tragedies and health struggles, he remained a beloved figure in Hollywood, respected for his contributions to both television and film. His legacy as a talented actor endures, and his work on Seinfeld remains iconic. Len Lesser was born on December 3, 1922, in New York City. He played the role of Uncle Leo on Seinfeld, first appearing in 1991 at the age of 69. Uncle Leo is Jerry's overly enthusiastic and intrusive uncle, known for his signature, "Jerry, hello," and constant oversharing, making for some of the show's most awkwardly funny moments. Lesser had a long career in Hollywood, with notable roles in television and film, including guest appearances in The Odd Couple and The A-Team. However, his life wasn't without struggles. Lesser experienced the difficulties of balancing a career in an ever-changing industry and a difficult personal life. He faced the ups and downs of his acting career, often struggling to land leading roles, though his talents were widely respected. Despite his professional successes, his family life was marked by personal challenges. In his later years, he faced the heartbreak of losing close friends and relatives. He died on February 16, 2011, at the age of 88 from cancer-related pneumonia, after a long and dedicated career in the entertainment industry. Liz Sheridan, born on April 10, 1929, is best known for playing Helen Seinfeld, Jerry's kind-hearted and protective mother, in Seinfeld starting in 1990. At 61 years old, she brought a sense of warmth and maternal love to the role, creating a memorable character whose concern for Jerry added a touching layer to the sitcom's dynamic. Sheridan had a tough start in life, growing up with an absentee father and experiencing financial hardship in her early career. Her personal life also held its share of challenges. She was married to William M. Kennedy, a Broadway conductor, but their relationship struggled with infidelity and separations. Sheridan's professional journey wasn't always smooth, but she persevered, eventually finding success in both television and theater. Her love life was marred by difficulties, yet she found peace later in life. After retiring from acting, Sheridan lived quietly until her death on April 15, 2022, at the age of 93 due to natural causes. Richard Hurd was born on September 26, 1932, in Boston, Massachusetts. He portrayed Wilhelm, George Costanza's boss at the New York Yankees, in Seinfeld in 1995 when he was 63 years old. His character is a stern yet somewhat oblivious presence, often caught in George's chaotic situations. Hurd's career was diverse, spanning multiple decades with roles in T.J. Hooker, v. and The Chronicles of Riddick. However, his personal life was filled with its share of hardships. He struggled with periods of unemployment, as many actors do, and his efforts to break into film often met with rejection. In his later years, Hurd experienced personal loss and health challenges. Despite these struggles, he remained active in his craft, often appearing in television guest spots. Hurd passed away on May 26, 2020, at the age of 87 due to cancer. His death marked the end of a prolific career, but his legacy in the entertainment world remains. Ian Abercrombie, born on September 11, 1934, portrayed Justin Pitt, Elaine's eccentric and wealthy boss, in Seinfeld in 1994 when he was 60 years old. As Pitt, Abercrombie's character was known for his peculiar demands and obsessive behavior, which often created hilarious situations for Elaine. Abercrombie's own life was marked by a long and distinguished career in television, but it was not without its challenges. His acting career spanned decades, but like many actors of his generation, he often struggled to land leading roles, despite his talent. In his personal life, Abercrombie faced profound struggles, including the pain of losing his first wife to illness in the early 1970s. He later remarried, but the second marriage ended in divorce after a decade, leaving him to raise 2 children on his own. Professionally, despite his extensive work, he never reached the level of fame that many of his peers did, and his later years were marked by a decline in health. He passed away on January 26, 2012, at the age of 77 due to kidney failure. Peter Cromby, born on June 26, 1952, portrayed the unforgettable character Crazy Joe Davila in Seinfeld in 1992. Cromby was 40 years old during the filming of his intense role as the mentally unstable character who harbored a dangerous grudge against Jerry. Cromby's career was defined by several notable roles, but it was his work in Seinfeld that gained him significant attention. His personal life was marked by a series of difficult challenges. He struggled with health issues for much of his adult life, including periods of isolation due to mental health battles. Cromby also dealt with the grief of losing close family members, which deeply impacted his outlook on life. Despite these personal challenges, Cromby continued to work in television and theater. Tragically, Cromby passed away on January 10, 2024, at the age of 71 after a brief illness, leaving behind a legacy of memorable roles but also a life filled with the kind of turbulence that often mirrored the characters he portrayed. Warren Frost, born on June 5, 1925, played Henry Ross, Susan Ross's father, in Seinfeld in 1992. At the age of 67, Frost brought a commanding presence to his role, portraying a stern and somewhat distant father figure. In his personal life, Frost faced numerous hardships. Early on, he struggled with career instability, finding it difficult to land significant roles in Hollywood. His marriage to his wife, as he later admitted, was far from perfect, with tensions and emotional distance overshadowing their relationship. They had children, but the strain of his career and emotional disconnects made family life challenging. His struggles with work were matched by personal tragedies, including the untimely loss of close friends and colleagues. Despite these difficulties, Frost continued to work in the industry until his health began to decline. He passed away on February 17, 2017, at the age of 91 after a long illness. Daniel von Bargen, born on June 5, 1950, played the apathetic and incompetent Mr. Kruger in Seinfeld in 1997. At 47 years old, he brought an effortlessly laid-back attitude to the role of George Costanza's indifferent boss at Kruger Industrial Smoothing. Von Bargen's career was often defined by his versatile character work, but it was not without its challenges. Early on, he struggled with health problems, particularly diabetes, which caused long-term complications. His personal life also faced setbacks, with multiple divorces and a sense of isolation despite his fame. Tragically, in his later years, von Bargen experienced mental health struggles and financial difficulties. His life took a darker turn when he made headlines for a self-inflicted gunshot wound, which he survived but which left lasting emotional scars. On March 1, 2015, von Bargen passed away at the age of 64 due to complications from diabetes, leaving behind a legacy of memorable roles, but also the shadow of personal battles that he could never fully overcome. Sandy Barron, born on May 5, 1936, played Jack Klompus, the cantankerous resident of the Del Boca Vista retirement community in Seinfeld in 1991. Barron was 55 when he took on the role, providing comic relief as the bitter rival to Jerry's father, Morty Seinfeld. His career had its fair share of struggles, including a late start in Hollywood and periods of unemployment. Barron's personal life mirrored the turmoil of his professional one. His marriage, like many of his friendships, was fraught with complications, and he was estranged from his children for much of his later life. The emotional toll of these personal failures affected his health, as he battled emphysema for years. Despite his comedic success in roles like Jack Klompus, Barron's personal life was defined by a sense of melancholy. He passed away on January 21, 2001, at the age of 64, due to complications from emphysema, his health having deteriorated significantly in the years before his death. Jerry Seinfeld was born on April 29, 1954, and is widely recognized for his role as Jerry Seinfeld in the iconic show Seinfeld, which ran from 1989. At the time filming began, Jerry was 35 years old, embodying a character known for his deadpan observational humor and a calm demeanor amidst the chaos of his eccentric friends. Jerry's real-life journey has seen remarkable success. He transitioned from stand-up comedian to a global television star, creating a show that revolutionized sitcoms. Though his career has been a steady rise, his personal life has had moments of turmoil. He faced the painful breakup of his first marriage to fellow comedian and actress, Shoshana Lonstein, after several years together. His second marriage to Jessica Sklar, whom he married in 1999, lasted for over 20 years and produced 2 children. Despite this, some tabloids speculated about the difficulties in their marriage. His most significant tragedy occurred when his close friend and collaborator, Larry David, distanced himself from him during some personal disagreements. Today, at 70 years old, Jerry continues to tour as a stand-up comedian and is still involved in producing and creating new content. Lauren Bowles was born on March 24, 1970, and played a minor but notable role as the waitress at Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld, which she started filming in 1991 at the age of 21. While she didn't have a major storyline, her appearances added to the realism of the show's portrayal of New York life. Outside the spotlight of Seinfeld, Bowles faced the challenges of being in the shadow of her older half-sister, actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus. While she found steady work, her career never reached the level of her sister's fame. Bowles faced personal setbacks, including struggling with mental health issues in her youth, which led to turbulent relationships and periods of personal isolation. She was married to actor and writer, Chris D'Elia, for several years, and they have 1 child, but their relationship faced ongoing difficulties. As of now, at 54, Bowles has largely stepped away from acting, turning to producing in more personal projects that allow her to maintain a lower profile while focusing on her family and well-being. Michael Richards, born on July 24, 1949, portrayed Cosmo Kramer in Seinfeld from 1989. At the start of the show, Michael was 40, playing the eccentric and unpredictable neighbor whose wild antics often brought chaos into Jerry's life. While his role as Kramer became iconic, Richards' real-life journey had its own dramatic turns. Richards had struggled with finding consistent roles before Seinfeld but found stardom with the show's success. However, his career faced a steep decline after a controversial outburst during a stand-up performance in 2006, where he used racial slurs, leading to a public backlash. His reputation suffered significantly from this event, and his career did not recover in the same way. His personal life was marked by a series of failed relationships and complicated romantic situations. He married Beth Skip in 2010, but their marriage has been largely private. Richards also had to cope with the pressure of living up to his Kramer persona and the profound difficulties of rebuilding his career. Now, at 75 years old, Michael lives away from the public eye, rarely seen in the media, and has largely retired from acting. Patrick Warburton was born on November 14, 1964, and gained fame for his portrayal of David Puddy, Elaine's on-again, off-again boyfriend, in Seinfeld starting in 1995 when he was 31 years old. Puddy, with his deep voice, laid-back attitude, and quirky habits like face painting and his constant catchphrase "Yeah, that's right," became a memorable character in the series. However, Warburton's personal life has been a mixture of both success and heartache. He faced a tumultuous start to his career, struggling for recognition before landing the role of Puddy, but the show's success launched him into greater fame. Professionally, his post-Seinfeld career included starring roles in shows like The Tick and voice work in Family Guy. His marriage to Kathy Jennings in 1991 has endured, and they have 4 children, but the pressures of his fame and busy career have led to periods of strained family life. At 60, he remains active in acting and voice work, still occasionally making appearances on television but focusing more on his family life, trying to maintain privacy and distance from the limelight. Jason Alexander, born on September 23, 1959, played the neurotic George Costanza on Seinfeld, beginning in 1989 when he was 30 years old. George's character was infamous for his self-deprecating humor, constant scheming, and inability to find success, which paralleled some aspects of Jason's real life. Jason faced personal and professional struggles in his career, as it took him time to find stability after Seinfeld ended in 1998. While his post-Seinfeld career had its highs with Broadway roles and guest appearances, it was often overshadowed by his portrayal of George. His personal life has been marked by both triumphs and heartbreak. Jason has been married to his wife, Dina, since 1982, and they have 2 children, but rumors of personal issues and infidelities have often circulated. Tragically, in 2004, Jason faced the loss of his close friend and co-star, Jerry Stiller, which took a toll on him. Today, at 65, Jason remains active in voice acting and television work but has largely shifted away from the spotlight, living a quieter life with his family. Heidi Swedberg, born on March 3, 1966, portrayed Susan Ross in Seinfeld from 1992. At the time, she was 26 years old, and her role as George Costanza's fiancée brought her into the spotlight. The character was sweet but often caught in George's neuroses, leading to comedic but tragic misunderstandings. While her portrayal was beloved, Heidi's career afterward didn't match the same success. She appeared in a few smaller roles, but none garnered the attention or acclaim of her Seinfeld days. Swedberg's personal life had its share of struggles as well. She had a turbulent marriage, which ended in divorce, though she has since remarried and had children. Despite this, her life has often been marked by a sense of quiet disappointment, as she never truly recaptured the fame she once had. Currently, at 58 years old, Heidi lives away from the public eye, focusing on her family and creative pursuits. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was born on January 13, 1961, in New York City, USA. She is best known for her role as Elaine in Seinfeld, 1990, where she portrayed Jerry's ex-girlfriend and close friend. Elaine is known for her bold confidence, wit, and hilarious romantic and career misadventures. At the time of filming, Julia was 29 years old, and her portrayal of Elaine made her one of the most beloved characters in TV history. Outside of Seinfeld, Julia's career has seen both immense success and personal challenges. She went on to star in Veep, which earned her multiple Emmy Awards. However, her personal life has not always been smooth sailing. She married comedian Brad Hall in 1987, and they have 2 sons. Despite a successful career, Julia has faced the struggles of balancing fame with family life. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017 but bravely overcame it. At 63 years old, Julia continues to work in the entertainment industry, demonstrating resilience and perseverance, both professionally and personally. John OHurley, born on October 9, 1954, is famous for portraying J. Peterman, the eccentric and verbose boss of Elaine at the J. Peterman catalog, starting in 1995 on Seinfeld. OHurley was 41 when he landed the role, which would become one of his most beloved. Despite the comedic flair he brought to Peterman, OHurley's career had its share of obstacles. Before finding fame, he faced many rejections and struggled to establish himself in Hollywood. His personal life wasn't without turmoil either. His first marriage ended in divorce, leaving him emotionally scarred, but he later remarried and found stability. However, OHurley faced financial difficulties earlier in life, losing significant money in failed investments. His career took off in his 40s with Seinfeld, but he continues to face challenges, balancing fame with the toll it takes on mental well-being. Now 70, OHurley remains active in voice acting and stage performances, though he often reflects on the emotional hardships he's endured. Wayne Knight was born on August 7, 1955, in New York City, USA. He gained fame for his role as Newman, the bumbling postal worker and Jerry's nemesis, in Seinfeld, 1992. At 37, Wayne brought the character of Newman to life with a combination of charm and malicious mischief, creating some of the most memorable comedic moments on the show. Off-screen, Wayne's career took him through various ups and downs. While he found success in television and film, his life wasn't without personal strife. Knight's career reached a peak with roles in Jurassic Park and Toy Story 2, but his personal life saw turmoil. He faced legal issues, including a significant lawsuit involving the collapse of his marriage to actress and model Paula Suter. The couple, married for several years, divorced, and the public nature of their separation made it a challenging period for Wayne. Nonetheless, his success on Seinfeld remains a cornerstone of his career. Now at 69, Wayne continues to act in film and television, and despite the earlier struggles, he has managed to find stability and happiness in his professional endeavors. Richard Fancy was born on August 2, 1943, in New York City. He took on the role of Mr. Lippman, Elaine Bennett's aloof boss at a publishing company, starting in 1991 when he was 48. Mr. Lippman is a figure of authority, often bewildered by Elaine's antics, contributing to many of the humorous office dynamics in the show. Fancy's career, while marked by a series of memorable supporting roles, had its own share of struggles. His work was often in the background, supporting lead actors rather than taking center stage. This didn't detract from his skill as an actor, but it left him with the challenge of finding consistent work in an industry that can be fickle. His personal life had its ups and downs, including a difficult marriage that ended in divorce. Despite these challenges, Fancy continued to work into his later years, maintaining a steady presence on television and in theater. Now 81, he remains active in the entertainment industry, though he has scaled back his acting in recent years. Steve Heitner, born on September 28, 1959, is best known for his role as Kenny Bania on Seinfeld, 1994. Playing a fellow comedian, Kenny's annoying and overzealous personality often irritated Jerry, providing some of the show's most memorable comedic moments. At the time of filming, Steve was 35 years old. Outside of his role on Seinfeld, Steve's career was marked by brief appearances in various TV shows and movies, but he struggled to find a major breakout role. Despite his success in comedy, Steve's personal life faced challenges. He married in the early 2000s, but the marriage ended in divorce after years of turmoil. He had one child, but reports suggest that the marriage was fraught with emotional strain. As he nears 65, Steve continues to act in smaller roles, but his career has not reached the heights many expected after his iconic turn on Seinfeld. Steve is currently 65 years old, and while his career has had ups and downs, he keeps a relatively low profile. Danny Woodburn, born on July 26, 1964, rose to fame with his portrayal of Mickey Abbott in Seinfeld, 1994, a character known for his fiery temper and complicated romantic life. Mickey, a close friend of Kramer, was portrayed with a fierce energy that left a lasting impression on fans. At the time of filming, Danny was 30 years old, and his performance added depth to the quirky dynamics of the show's supporting cast. Off-screen, Danny's life was far from simple. Despite being a successful actor, Danny struggled with the challenges of living in a world that often overlooked actors of shorter stature. His personal life was marked by both highs and lows. He married in his 40s, but the relationship was marred by struggles that led to separation and eventual divorce. Danny's career, while consistent, was filled with obstacles that prevented him from breaking into more significant roles. He has also spoken about the difficulties of being typecast, which limited his opportunities in Hollywood. Now at 60, Danny continues to act in film and television, though his career has largely been in the background compared to his time on Seinfeld. Phil Morris, born on April 4, 1959, portrayed the flamboyant lawyer Jackie Chiles in Seinfeld in 1995. At 36, Morris brought energy and humor to his role as a fast-talking attorney, often delivering his memorable catchphrase, outrageous, egregious, preposterous. His career had its ups and downs. Although he found fame in the role, Morris initially faced a difficult start, struggling to gain recognition in the competitive world of acting. His personal life was marked by complications as well, including a marriage that ended in divorce. Despite this, Morris found love again, and his second marriage was stable. He faced challenges in balancing his personal life with the pressures of his career, including dealing with the emotional toll of constant public scrutiny. Now 65, Morris remains active in television and voice acting, continuing to be involved in entertainment. He is open about the struggles of his early years and how they shaped his career and personal growth. Lawrence A. Manley, born on May 10, 1961, had a brief but notable role as the manager at Monk's Cafe in Seinfeld, 1993, adding a touch of realism to the show's cafe scenes. At 32, Lawrence began filming his part as the straight-laced manager who occasionally interacted with the main characters, subtly grounding the humor in a more everyday environment. However, his career never quite took off after his Seinfeld appearance. Lawrence's life outside of acting was filled with personal hardships, including a series of failed projects and an unsuccessful transition to a career behind the camera. He also faced a deeply turbulent marriage, which ended in a difficult divorce after a decade-long relationship. The pressures of a fluctuating career and the strains of his personal life seemed to take a toll on his mental health. Now 63, he is far less visible in the public eye, though reports suggest that he still enjoys working in smaller projects behind the scenes. Bob Balaban was born on August 16, 1945, and appeared in Seinfeld as Russell Dalrymple, the NBC executive obsessed with Elaine, in 1992. He was 47 years old at the time of filming. Balaban, known for his serious demeanor and distinctive voice, played a character who, despite his high-ranking job, was constantly caught up in the absurdity of the gang's antics. Although he achieved some recognition through Seinfeld, his career trajectory was marked by several ups and downs. Balaban has had a versatile career in film and television, but like many actors of his era, he faced challenges in securing roles that matched his Seinfeld fame. In his personal life, Bob had a somewhat turbulent love life before settling down with his wife. They have 2 children, though their relationship was not without struggles. Despite his professional successes, Balaban's life has had its share of personal hardships, including a prolonged battle with depression. Now 79 years old, he continues to live quietly, staying largely out of the public eye while working in various film and theater projects. Bryan Cranston, born on March 7, 1956, was 38 years old when he played Tim Whatley, Jerry's quirky dentist, in Seinfeld in 1994. Cranston's portrayal of the character, who often made Jerry uncomfortable with his inappropriate humor, was one of the smaller roles that helped shape his career. Though Cranston's career seemed to take off after Seinfeld, it was a long and winding road, filled with numerous auditions and guest roles before he landed his iconic part in Breaking Bad. Cranston's early years were difficult as he navigated family financial struggles and personal disappointments. He faced a painful divorce early in life, which left a mark on his view of relationships. He later remarried and had a daughter, but like many in Hollywood, his marriage went through rocky periods. However, Cranston's perseverance paid off, as he became a household name and won numerous accolades. Now 68, he continues to enjoy a successful career, though he has often spoken about the emotional toll of his past and the personal sacrifices required to maintain his success. Who is your favorite character from Seinfeld? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.